a wood plank, and it's what makes the stage where they dance, and they need to make the rhythm with their feet. So it's called tablao. And it has become the generic word for a venue like this one, where normally they hire dancers that are the main stars of the show. And Carmen is after a very famous gypsy dancer called Carmen Amaya, who lived from the beginning of the 1900s to 1963. And the peak of her career happened in the States, in the 40s. She was a kid who was brought up in one of the most humble places in Barcelona in a time of industrial revolution, where most people came from poor areas of Spain to settle in big cities. So the beach of Barcelona was it was a famous place called Somorrostro, and it's where a lot of people from Andalusia and gypsies had their own homes, very, very simple homes that were flooded constantly. They had no running water, no electricity, but they had their traditions, and one of them was the flamenco. So this place was demolished. Carmen grew up in that place. She always said she grew up learning the rhythm of the waves, learning to dance with the rhythm of the waves that were always there. And in the end of her life, she said she wanted to buy a house in Spain, but that she could see the sea but from the distance. So she bought a house on the top of a mountain in a beautiful area. So Carmen was a kid when she started performing with her dad in downtown bars, and actually she was to become very famous very quickly because she was an exceptional artist. She performed in the premises. This is 35 years old, and it's an homage to her. That she performed in a little courtyard that we have upstairs for the King of Spain at the time of the inauguration of the Spanish Village. This was the Spanish pavilion in World Fair, or Exposición Universal in 1929. So all her family were performing, and she was just before adolescence that she addressed the king directly, and she made a couple of movies in Spain at the beginning of the Sound movies, and because of the Civil War, she and her whole family left to Portugal very well, bought tickets to boat to Argentina, from Argentina to New York, and for 10 years they didn't return to Spain. And there in the States was the best of the show business. Fred Astaire saw her and wrote about her. Toscanini, where Marlon Brando became a friend, Greta Garbo, Marlene Dietrich. Also Wells made a movie about show business, and she was in it. She was a guest, a private guest of, and performed for President Roosevelt 3 times in the White House. So she was, if you check her out, there is a crater named after her in Venus, a whole constellation of stars. She was one of the biggest stars of the 20th century. So Carmen Amaya. Now, in Barcelona, there are many gypsy families. She was one of a kind, but that sort of art and character is in many of the flamenco families that live still in Barcelona. And that was the point of my mother, to make a place that made an homage to her and to her people. So what we do here, we don't produce the show, we just put together independent artists that do flamenco the way they would do it in their own homes. So they connect, and they are very into the rhythm. The whole point about flamenco, people ask, what's the story behind it, what's the script. Every dance is one specific rhythm. So there are as many as the 3 that I have on my left.
Oh, wow.
There's soleás, alegrías, tarantos, seguidillas, and those rhythms have a structure. They are originally songs, but they have become dance. So for the dance, they have become like patterns. So everyone knows how you start that rhythm, how the climax, and how you end it. So within that, knowing that, the rest is about how they interpret that. So I will leave you to them. You're going to see, normally here we do bigger shows, like 6 artists minimum. You're going to see 4. Instead of having dinner, you're going to have a nice beer or water. But they do guitar, singer, and 2 dancers. They do 3 different rhythms. They start with bulerías, which is the gypsy rhythm by excellence in parties. A very complicated rhythm. So they open with an acoustic of this. They warm up musically. And then they do alegrías and soleá. I don't know who's going to do what, male and woman, The alegrías means happiness, so it's a rhythm that is very merry, super uplifting and witty, and the soleás means solitude, loneliness, and it's a very sad and silent rhythm. So just by only the few notes of the guitar that rates how to start, you will see what it is. I will, there's a little bit of a wait because you saw that we're running late. It's okay. Because of the traffic. So as soon as they're ready, they will come out. So I hope you enjoy the days. You remember Carmen Amaya, and you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Un cielo de arcoíris, una fuente clara, miles de pájaros que van a beber de tu mano agua. Mira qué feliz me siento al meter.
Como